Good morning. It's day 38. It's cold. I don't want to get out of this bag. Now I really don't want to get out of this bag. Whew. It's a cold morning on Iron Mountain. Real cold mornings are always difficult. You either stay in bed or you have to run this gauntlet where you got to take your gloves off, you pack up, and you try to get walking as soon as you can. And all my water's in here. Also my water filters, so you got to make sure those don't freeze. Also, electronics tend to go funky once it gets into the low teens and below. So yeah, cold mornings are tough. These are nice. Yeah, I meant to say this earlier, but last night I was able to upload a video just from the shelter using cell service. First time I've tried that. I guess I had pretty good service. It took a couple of hours, but it was nice to be able to do that. Oh, and no visits from creepy psycho friendly or whatever deer of any kind last night. Didn't hear anything. No rodents. Peaceful night. All right, it's Sunday, so systems evaluation. Really nothing but pretty good news to report. Right leg has it going on. The blister, you know, I could still feel it, but it's not bad. And when you think about a couple weeks ago where every step was painful, boy, it feels good compared to that. My knee's feeling good. I don't really even have any stiffness. And I guess my biggest challenge now is calories. Gotta start eating more food, carrying more food. I've been doing that, but I need to double down and make sure that that doesn't become a source of fatigue. So that concludes my systems check for this week. All right, that is the road to Shady Valley. Coming out into this open field area. Just met 3 young men on a shakedown hike, and they're getting ready to start their through hike down in Georgia in a few weeks. So we talk shop, we talk about how to deal with the cold, and I enjoy talking with them. Peaches in the summertime, the apples in the fall. If I don't get the girl I love, I don't want none at all. I think that's Shady Grove, not Shady Valley. Close enough. Loving the open fields. Guess they've got something worked out with the farmers. There's pretty good gates that close off these fields. Somebody's got a weather station set up over there. Coming up on, I think it's Double Springs Gap Shelter. And it's not quite 11 o'clock. I think I'll stop for lunch when I get there. See if I can beat the crowds. I am looking forward to this afternoon. I'm going to meet some folks that have been viewing my channel for a while now. Jim and Stacy, they live not far from Shady Valley to the west. And so I'm going to meet them at the 421 road crossing up here in about 3 miles. And we're going to go have dinner at their house. So really looking forward to a home-cooked dinner and to talking with, getting to know Jim and Stacy. I think that might be the Mount Rogers area. All right, so my day has taken an interesting turn. Jim picked me up and is taking me around, and we are this is the South Holston River, and there's a dam up there for the lake, and the water is so cold and unoxygenated. Yeah, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. And so they have this weir set up to add oxygen back to the water. It's quite elaborate. And so what you end up with is extremely cold water, lots of oxygen. So you have perfect habitat for trout. And so this is a really well-known trout stream right downstream. It looks like something out of Montana, really. Something I never knew was here. All right, I'm with Jim here. Thanks for picking me up.
You're very welcome.
And we are approaching the South Holston Dam. That's right?
Correct.
It's a TVA plant built many, many years ago. And we'll figure out what the megawattage is on this thing at some point.
There's a flag right at the top.
Okay. And we're going to drive around to the top. All right, here we are at South Holston Lake, known by some locals as Soho. And that's the ridge I was on about half an hour ago, but before I met Jim here. And then looking over the dam, this is like this is a rock dam like Watauga, but dam, but on a much bigger scale. So that's where the water comes out into the powerhouse, and that thing, I guess, maintains constant pressure to the turbine. Apparently, there's only one turbine to this thing, and I'll figure out what the capacity, what the toast power of that thing is. And there's the electrical equipment. So that's the spillway, and so the water comes out of the bottom of the dam, extremely cold, doesn't have the oxygen it needs to support really much life at all. And so that's what the structures downstream do. Apparently there's more than just what I showed before, but those structures add oxygen back to the water and support an amazing trout fishery. So there's the spillway, and if the water comes up high enough, that all happens automatically. Again, that's where I was hiking this morning. All right, we're in Bristol, Tennessee. If I just scoot the camera right there, we're in Bristol, Virginia. Heading down the state line. Bristol, Tennessee, and Virginia.
Bristol, Virginia, that side.
Okay, we're in Virginia. This is the birthplace of country music, according to that sign. Kind of glitch. All right, since we're in Bristol, we have to go to the infamous Bristol, Virginia landfill. where they just stuck a bunch of garbage in an old quarry, and they've been having problems with it ever since. And lots of lawsuits filed. And because I'm a geek, I came to a place like this.
I brought it.
He brought me. So look it up, Bristol, Virginia landfill, and you will find all kinds of controversy with this place. They no longer accept waste, which is a good thing. All right, this is like the third or fourth place I've been today that I never thought I was gonna go to. I'm at a slate mine that Jim does some part-time work at. So that's what we're entering right now. More on this in a second. All right, this is a crusher. Takes the slate and crushes it into the grade that they're looking for. And apparently this is really good stuff for driveways. When it gets wet, it sets up like concrete. That's what we're looking at here. What we have here is a stuck excavator. Jim, tell me what they have here.
It's a broken stuck excavator. I don't know how I'm going to fix it yet.
Jim's job, I guess, is to fix stuff around here. And the owner's job is to break it, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. This was yesterday. This was not good.
So the track is off.
And it's in a hole.
And it's in a hole. And this is going to be something to fix.
And you can see how brittle it is, but there's actually a finery.
So this is the gray slate. This is the highest grade that they're digging up out here.
What they would have made writing tablets out of back in the day. They would take big sheets of this, and that's what the children learned to write on.
Oh yeah.
With a slate and a slate pencil.
Oh yeah.
And then it would erase off with water, and then they would do their figures. But
cool.
A slate, starting with a clean slate, came from this.
There you go. All right, the brown stuff is kind of a lesser grade slate used for foundations, fill dirt, and that sort of thing. The whole side of the hill over here looks like one continuous slab. All right, still at the Slate Mine. That is Roan Mountain, way off in the distance. I just like this purple truck, that's all. So we're checking out an area here that's underlain by caves, and in this case it's one called Marleys Cave. Worley's Cave. Yeah. And one way you can tell that there's caves around is when you're driving along and you see depressions like that one, and it's a pit, but there's no pond there. That water's going somewhere. It's going into a cave system. And you can see all around here, well, I don't know if you can see or not, but I'll just tell you that there's all kinds of enclosed depressions that are indicative of what you call karst topography. So it's limestone, there's caves down there, and that's a perfect example right there. There's a depression, you can see limestone down there. There's no water down there because it's all draining into the cave system. All right, sunset from Jim and Stacy's place. Beautiful, and I'm gonna stay here tonight. All right, wrapping up day 39. And what an interesting day it turned out to be. So I hiked 12 miles from Iron Mountain Shelter, avoided any deer, didn't even see any, and ended up at Highway, I think it's 421, and Jim picked me up and took me on a tour of the Bristol area. We stopped by an outfitter. We hit the landfill. We hit the dam and the weir for the fish. We we went to a slate mine, and we looked at a karst area underlaid by caves, and I was treated to a wonderful dinner that Jim made, and got to meet Jim and his wonderful wife Stacy. And so, wow, amazing hospitality. I'm staying at their house tonight, and I'll go back up to the same location in the morning and hike on. So thank you so much, Jim and Stacy. It's wonderful, and just a prime example of what seems to happen with this Appalachian Trail and the people you meet along the way. It's just it's such a wonderful thing.